Well, good afternoon, Mississauga, and I hope you're enjoying the ceremony today. At my age, I can reflect back on different seasons of my life and remember wonderful friends, and I realize how fortunate I was to have them walk with me, even if it was only for a few years. However, when one of those individuals becomes a lifelong friend, you are not only fortunate, you are blessed. And that's how I feel about Paul Henderson, for our friendship started in 1968. After winning a Memorial Cup in 1962, thereabouts, with the Hamilton Red Wings, and leading the league in goals, Paul's dream came true when he turned pro with the Detroit Red Wings. With his great speed, deadly shot, Paul quickly became a fan favorite in Detroit. Everyone felt he was destined to be a long-time member on the Wings roster for many years to come. But it happened. A blockbuster trade that no one saw coming. Paul Henderson and his centerman, Norm Ullman, were traded to Toronto, and our beloved Frank Mahovlich went to Detroit. Well, unexpected, but Paul and Eleanor took on the challenge and settled here in Mississauga. And as a true professional, Paul adjusted to his new team in Toronto. I'm happy to say that my career was impacted in a positive way for the best, as our coaching staff decided to have me play right wing with Paul Henderson and our centerman, Hall of Famer, Norm Ullman. One moment. That's Mississauga Services doing their job. Right, Mayor? Okay. For the next 6 years with the Leafs, the Hugh line began to excel on both ends of the rink and became one of the premier production lines in the NHL. The Team 72 selection committee must have taken notice, because that's probably the major reason that Paul and I were selected to the team in 1972. You may recall, those who witnessed it personally, the media, particularly in Toronto, made the claim that Canada was going to sweep all 8 games by large scores. After the 4 games in Canada, Canada won 1 game, lost 2 games, and tied 1 game. Team Canada had to regroup before going into Moscow. Enter, stage left, Paul Henderson. Games 6 and 7, Moscow, Luzhniki Arena. Paul Henderson scores the game winner in both games. With that effort, the series was now tied. 3 wins for Canada, 3 wins for the Soviets, and 1 tie. Whoever wins game 8 is going to be the winner of the series. How many remember September 28th, 1972? It's my understanding, at least we didn't really hear this until we got home, folks. There were no cell phones. That schools put TVs in the gymnasiums. Corporations right here in Mississauga may have shut down and to allow their staff to watch that game. Bay Street in Toronto was empty. With 34 seconds left on the clock, in Game 8, Paul Henderson once again scored the winning goal. A goal that was heard around the world. What we're so proud of, Paul and I and our teammates, is that this series brought Canada together from coast to coast for 28 days during the month of September in 1972. We were one nation under one flag, and it was a very, very special time. Fans today continue to stop Paul wherever he goes, and they want to share with him their story of where they were the day, the time he scored that goal. And he's got some terrific stories. In closing, just on behalf of my wife, Jan, I'm honored to be the presenter for Paul Henderson, a 2013 inductee into Mississauga's Legend Row.